Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I'm kidding. The fuck. I wasn't going to do another one of these, but by popular demand. Thanks, Steve. No, I'm kidding. I'll probably only show it to you, Steve. No. It was only because on the radio they were discussing something interesting. Well, I don't know if it actually is interesting. So it's, I'm going to summarize quickly. Indoor netball team. The rule is that you can only have, I think there is a rule that you can only have like 3 males, or you have to have an even, I don't actually know what the rules are, but anyway, they've got 2 girls, 3 males, and then 2 transgender, previously males to females, and they win all the competitions. And the girl who is writing into the radio is asking whether they should like bring it up because it's unfair because of the like masculinity, is that the word, of the 2 other men, like is helping them win perhaps. I guess maybe it's like the opposite of touch rugby. In that touch rugby you have to have at least 2 girls on the field. Maybe you can have to have at least maximum 2 guys on the field. I don't know. I don't even know why I brought this up because I don't find it interesting at all. I would not bring it up because I think it'd be so fucking awkward. But then also, like, it is annoying if they're always winning, because she didn't actually mention though because they're way better. Like, they're obviously just better. Why does it matter? I think I'd find it more satisfying knowing that I was beating a team regardless of their gender. Also, it's netball. Like, how does it help you? It's not that big a court. How does it help you by being a male? Because like body slamming, you don't tackle though. Another thing is, I didn't realize there were that many transgender people in like, obviously there's transgender people in New Zealand, but I have not come across one. I guess I wouldn't know because they wouldn't tell me, because it's weird to be like, hello, I'm transgender. Oh god, how does this woman know then? Maybe they've got bumper stickers. We don't even say bumper in New Zealand. I went to a funeral this morning, which was actually really beautiful. The boys spoke so eloquently about their father, which I was really impressed with, because I feel like it must be really, really hard to speak. Really hard to speak at a funeral. I hope I'll like be able to do it when time comes and I need to speak. But I always get really emotional and start crying. My gran actually said I wasn't allowed to do a speech at her 80th birthday because at her 75th birthday I did a speech and wept so much they made her cry, and then like in my kind of weeping and dramaticness I smashed a glass. Yeah, real cool. So then I asked, please can I talk, because I like giving speeches. You may not know that because Christopher always does the speeches, but I really like giving speeches as well, and I like talking about people and such. So I gave a speech, but it was quite humorous, and I made jokes about mine and Grant's relationship and didn't make anyone cry, I don't think, so that was good. And Grant sat all the way at the back, so I couldn't really see her anyway, but then she said she didn't even hear me, and didn't even hear the speech. Great. So then I printed it off and sent it to her, and she was like, oh, it was so beautiful, you really love me. I was like, yes, Gran, yes, she's a keeper. But yeah, anyway, back to the funeral. So it was really cool, just really beautiful. But it was funny, one of the sons told this funny story about, so the man who died, he had a child from a previous marriage when he was like quite young, and then he had another son who's only 18. So the older son is like in his 30s, has his own kids and stuff, and he was saying that when he was in his adulthood they went back to Ireland together, his father and the son who was talking. They went back to Ireland because that's where his father was born, and he hadn't been there before, and he was an adult, and he hadn't met his grandparents since he was 2. He'd only met them once, and so he knew nothing really about his grandparents. And his granddad worked for 50 years for Murphy's Irish Stout, which is basically the biggest competitor, or considers its biggest competitor as being Guinness, from Dublin. And anyway, so they arrived in Ireland straight from the airport to the pub to meet the family and meet the grandparents, and the granddad said to his grandson, the son of the man who died, what will it be? And without missing a beat, the grandson said a Guinness. And apparently the tension and the drama in the room was very palpable, and the man who had passed away, so his dad, took a lot longer to save him than he should have, because he'd had no idea that that's where he'd worked for 50 years, and it was very awkward. And the grandson, the guy who was talking, said that he had thought he'd ruined his relationship with granddad forever. So I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, see, like stories like that, like he made us laugh. Like we're at a funeral, a really sad funeral about a man who has died from cancer, and we were laughing about beautiful memories. It was really nice. I don't know how I feel about funerals in general. One of the thoughts that I did have though, and I know this is really weird and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? But you know how everyone enjoys being talked about, you know, in a positive light. Everyone enjoys, you know, like that's what's the cool thing about 21st and weddings, is people get up and talk about you. But I was like, it sucks that people do it at your funeral and you don't get to hear it all, because they go through your whole history, and who doesn't love being talked about? Who doesn't like hearing all about themselves and they're not saying it? And people have to listen and they take it in and they're interested. I know that sounds terrible, but I was kind of like, I'd be like gutted that I'd be dead and miss that. Maybe I'll put in my will, like, must have funeral pre-death. Lordy B. Yeah, he must have been a really important guy though. Like we knew him we hadn't seen him in years, so it was a long time ago that we'd seen him, but yeah, he was really active in the Irish community, and represent the like head of the Irish what's it called diplomat or like something or other over in Canberra, like came over for the funeral, which is pretty amazing. So he like died on Thursday, so fuck, I didn't change lanes. This filming thing. Just blah blahing on, blah blah blah. Oh, I'm gonna sneak in here. Thanks, little one. Nice, smooth. Oh, it's beautiful weather. It's such a clear sky. Yeah, so it was in St. Patrick's Cathedral in the city. It was absolutely packed out. It's pretty impressive. I wonder how everyone knew him. Probably work, I guess. That may be me for today. Blah on a bit. I don't have to start work. I didn't get to work till 12:30 because of the funeral, so that was quite nice. The day went very speedily. Have you guys ever tried chocolate pretzels? I'm really into them. I had like one left. They're really good. I used to have them in Sweden. Basically, as you can guess, they're pretzels covered in chocolate. I'm thinking of making my own, because it would be much healthier if they were with dark chocolate. Healthier. I mean, they're not healthy, but you know, slightly better for you. Less guilt-ridden eating them. I saw this girl the other day. I saw a video, and she'd made, was it peanut butter? No, M&M pretzel cookies. I love salty and sweet together. Love it. Yeah. But I don't really like, oh, do I like margaritas? I don't know. Margarita. Hola. Okay, Lucy. That's probably enough now. Smile for the camera.